tell you is disturbing and heartbreaking. This morning, a congressman in Michigan is demanding an investigation into the U.S. Department of Agriculture. He says his office combed through a whole bunch of documents proving that for decades the group has been killing hundreds of kittens for a research project having to do with parasites. He says they've been breeding these kittens, feeding them parasite-infected raw meat for weeks at a time, and then these kittens are killed and discarded. And it's all funded by taxpayers. Congressman Mike Bishop joins me now from Capitol Hill to tell us more. Hi, Congressman. So
how are you?
This is being done, you say, by the USDA, trying to, they try to protect Americans, right, by doing these kinds of experiments. What are they trying to protect Americans from?
Well, they're trying to protect Americans, in particular, folks that have immune deficiencies or are pregnant women are mostly susceptible to this toxoplasmosis. Yes, parasite. But, they've been doing this for 3 decades, as you said, since the Reagan administration. You would think at some point in time they would conclude this program. This is the USDA, by the way, the very organization that we charge to enforce animal welfare laws, and they're still conducting this. And we just happened to come across this information based on our efforts in our office to FOIA this information, working with a watchdog group to address the issue.
So tell us, so they feed these kittens tainted meat, right? Meat that contains a parasite. And then what happens next to these kittens? Well,
they breed these kittens in-house to feed them this raw meat laced with this toxoplasma. And then they follow it through and they collect its waste and study it. And after they do that, they euthanize the cat, quote unquote, and then they incinerate them, and for no good reason at all, because we now know that the veterinarians tell us that 90% of these cats, if they just had one dose of antibiotics, would be okay to adopt, and there's no reason for them to kill them.
So the cats recover from the experiments and they're healthy enough to then adopt. That's right. What you're saying.
It's shocking, really. And we never would have known this had it not been for this watchdog group that we worked with to uncover this information.
How many cats are we talking about?
Well, it's disputed. The USDA, which, by the way, responded to the media, but not to me directly in my letter, suggests that the number that we got originally, which was 100 per year, is less than that. But we're going to challenge them on that and find out whether or not they're telling us the truth.
And you'll continue to fight this, and no response from the United States Department of Agriculture as of yet?
You betcha. I will stay on this and fight to the very end to make sure that we get to the bottom of this. And if this thing is, they want to renew this program, and we're going to make sure that we do everything we can. And if I have to introduce legislation to remove this taxpayer funding, I will do that.
Congressman Mike Bishop from Michigan, thank you very much. The USDA did respond to this, and it says that it makes every effort to minimize the number of cats used to produce eggs required to research one of the most widespread parasites in the world. The cats are essential to the success of this critical research. That is a statement from the Department of Agriculture, but you heard Congressman Bishop, he's going to continue to fight this.